Yes. How does it look for you? What are you gonna do? Oh. Wear it out. Oh, okay. Okay, because Becky's going to shoot.
All right, being 7 o'clock, I'll call the Marathon County Board of Supervisors to order. Please, we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please remain standing. Following the Pledge of Allegiance will be a silent moment of reflection. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
thank you. We will have the reading of the notice, please.
The adjourned organizational meeting of the Marathon County Board of Supervisors, composed of 38 members, will convene at the Marathon County Courthouse Assembly Room, 500 Forest Street, on Tuesday, October 25th at 7 p.m., and the agenda was duly signed and posted.
Thank you, and I would like to request everyone silence their cell phones or put them on vibrate as to not be an interruption to the meeting, and I thank you for your indulgence. And we'll move on to roll call. Everybody please sign in. Supervisor Ungerer, could you mark present? Thank you, and we will then proceed. So I would like to welcome all of those that are visitors with us this evening, in person and or via public TV, and thank you for your interest in county government. Moving on to item B, educational presentation and or reports. So the 2023 budget message and process, and I would ask the Chair of Finance to provide us with just an overview of the budget process moving forward.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As we talked about last meeting, the process is that we will have the public informational meeting on November 3rd. We would ask that any amendments be presented to staff no later than November 4th. The HR Finance Property Committee will review those and make recommendations on November 9th, but ultimately the decision is yours to make on Thursday, November 10th, at which time we'll approve the budget as well as the capital improvement plan. With that, I think the administrator has some information.
Sure. Thank you, Committee Chair Robinson, and thank you, Mr. Chair. Just one quick update. In a conversation with Supervisor Dickinson, it was brought to my attention, there is just one computational correction that I'm going to make, and I wanted to make everyone aware of it within the budget. There was discussion relative to full-time equivalents, and I appreciate Supervisor Dickinson bringing this to my attention. You'll see it's on page 24 of the budget document. The columns for year 2022, so our current full-time equivalent number, as well as the total that is budgeted for calendar year 2023, both reflect 706.72. Those totals are inaccurate. Each of the horizontal calculations and notations for each department are accurate, but I just want to make everyone aware. In fact, we have total full-time equivalents currently in 2022, and the number will stay the same in 2023, and that number is 609.58. So I apologize for that oversight. I did my initial root cause analysis, and I recommend you not make changes to a table in a Word document. It doesn't tabulate, as does an Excel spreadsheet. But those totals for both 2022 current and 2023 budgeted are 699.58 full-time equivalents. The reason for the difference, what accounts for that little bit over 7 FTE drop, is the 6.0 FTE positions that were eliminated within the sheriff's office when we ceased operating the shelter home account for 6.0. We also eliminated 1.75 full-time equivalent positions within the health department this year in consultation with the health officer. We had additional FTE, portions of FTE added based on the board's action. 0.25 FTE was increased in the Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Department relative to the expansion of the motorized recreation coordinator position. And then we had 0.36 FTE increase across several positions within the library based on just some position changes. But I want to make everyone aware, again, I apologize for the error, but the total FTE that is budgeted for 2023 is equal to what is currently the case in 2022, and that number is 699.58. I will make that change in the published document online later today or tomorrow morning.
Okay, with that, we will move on to item number 8B, or B8, excuse me, standing committee chairs or designees. Any reports by standing committee chairs or designees? Okay, we will move on. And consent agenda, items C9 through items C13B. And again, we will utilize, we got a motion by Supervisor Langenhan and a second by Supervisor Zhang. Any discussion? Any discussion? Seeing none, we will proceed to vote.
Supervisor Morash, would you vote, please? Supervisor Book, may I have your vote, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Supervisor Morash, may I get your vote?
Yes.
Thank you.
And we'll proceed, and the motion is unanimous. Thank you. And we'll move on to item D14, revisions to Marathon County General Code, Chapter 6, Ordinance 0-29-22. What is your pleasure? Motion by Mask and second by Supervisor Leahy. Any discussion? Any discussion? Okay, we will proceed to vote on the motion.
Supervisor Book, may I get your vote, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Supervisor Morash, may I get your vote, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
And we will proceed, and the motion is also carried unanimously. Thank you. We'll move on to resolutions. Item E, Human Resources, Finance and Property Committee. Item E15, approve the 2022 budget transfers. Budget transfers for Marathon County Department of Appropriations, Resolution 58-22. What is your pleasure? Motion by Supervisor Zhang and seconded by Vice Chair McEwen. Any discussion on the budget transfer? Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, we will proceed to vote.
Supervisor Morash, may I get your vote, please? Supervisor Book, may I get your vote, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Supervisor Morash, are you able to give me your vote?
Yes.
Thank you.
And we will proceed. And the motion is carried. It is not unanimous. And we will move on to approve item number E16, approve and authorize the implementation of the class compensation plan created by McGrath Consulting Group, Inc., Resolution 59-22. And we have a motion by Supervisor Vensky and seconded by Supervisor Zhang. Is there any discussion? Supervisor Sandulski.
So this is on our, for the raises for our county employees?
That is correct.
Okay. I believe we need to take care of our employees here at the county. I will be voting in favor of these pay increases, but in return, I'll be asking for some cuts elsewhere. We need to compromise, we need to serve our employees well, but we also need to be responsible to our employers, our property owners, and our taxpayers here in Marathon County. I will be proposing some amendments, as well as other supervisors, to make some cuts to our budget, because as I see as a pay increase are a reward for being a more lean and efficient county government. The $18.5 million increase in our budget is not acceptable in my thoughts here. So we're going to need to reduce that, but I still want to support this this resolution to give these people a raise, give our county employees a raise, but we'll be asking for some reduction in other areas. Thank you.
Okay, any other discussion? Any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, we will proceed to vote.
Supervisor Morash, may I get your vote, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Supervisor Book, your vote, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
And thank you. And we will proceed. And the motion is carried unanimously. Thank you. And we will move on to Infrastructure Committee. Approval of a jurisdictional transfer of a portion of County Highway B. Resolution 60-22. What is your pleasure? Motion by Supervisor Seefeld and seconded by Supervisor Carvelli. Is there any discussion? Supervisor Langenhan, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I'd like to request abstention.
Supervisor, extension is granted, or abstention is granted. Any other discussion? Any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, we will proceed to vote.
Supervisor Morash, may I get your vote, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Supervisor Book?
Yes.
Thank you.
And we'll proceed. And the motion is carried with one abstention. And we will move on to the Public Safety Committee, item G18, a resolution requesting the state of Wisconsin to review and revise the entry-level compensation rate for assistant district attorneys. Resolution 62-22. What is your pleasure? Supervisor Leahy with the motion and Supervisor Vensky with the second. Is there any discussion? And Supervisor Shafinsky.
Thank you, Chair Dips. The way I look at this resolution to review and revise never goes down. We're essentially asking the state in this resolution, we're asking them to increase their cost so we can spend more money on these entry-level positions for the assistant DA. And I don't think we really need to be in the business of asking to increase our budget. You know, let's not go looking for ways to spend more money. Thank you very much.
Supervisor Boots.
So we did a lot of discussion on this at Public Safety, and we talked with the DAs and the public defenders. Entry level right now for our DAs is what, 26? Am I correct? Yeah, they're attorneys. Yeah, I'm good with 26 and going up to 35.
And understand that the funding for the ADAs is 100% state funded, and they are state positions. So just one correction, Supervisor Shafinsky, would be that this would not, if followed through, this would not increase Marathon County's budget. This would be increasing payment from the state to those employees in those positions. Supervisor Langenhan.
Yeah, I just wanted to make the point about the funding, Mr. Chair, but ditto to what you just said. Thank you.
Okay, Supervisor Wilhelm.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This money is actually, the raise is to catch up with the states surrounding us because the number of people that are leaving the DA's office is pretty high, and it's trying to catch up to get people to stick around. Thank you.
Okay, any other discussion? Any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, we will proceed to vote.
Supervisor Morash?
Yes.
Thank you. Supervisor Book?
Yes.
Thank you.
And we will proceed. And the motion is carried and it is not unanimous. Moving on to miscellaneous business, announcements and/or requests. Any announcements and/or requests? Do have a request from the clerk that we need signatures from HR Finance, Public Safety, and Infrastructure. Any other announcements and/or requests? The Western Towns Association meeting is this Thursday, and believe it is in the town of Green Valley. Town of Bergen, excuse me. Anything else? Seeing none, we're down to the item number 20 on the agenda. Vice Chair McEwen with the motion, and we have a motion by Supervisor Seefeld and seconded by Supervisor Hart to adjourn. Oop, I have a, Supervisor Seibert, you have a motion to amend? No. I didn't know, okay. I wasn't quite sure if you wanted to amend the adjournment motion. All right, seeing none, all those in favor of adjournment signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes, and we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The next meeting will be November 3rd, and that will be the public hearing on our budget.